Hi, welcome back to Facing Purpose. I'm your host, Lakia Barnett, and I am so glad that I am back with you guys this week in this brand new year, 2018. I know that you guys have got to be seriously blessed that God has given you one more round in you to go further and to go through another year. I'm excited. I was so excited when I was at church in that watch night service because I was like, yes, okay, like this is going to be the year that I reap everything that I have sown. I know you guys know that song by William Murphy, and he sings, This is my season, and that is my song because I believe that by me standing on his word that this will be the year that my harvest will come out and manifest itself. And I want you guys to believe that as well. But I hope you guys are doing well. I wonder how you guys' Christmas went. I just hope that you guys have, had time to enjoy with your family and your friends. And I did, and even though this was the first holiday without my grandma, I really did still enjoy my family and my close friends. And it's always so nice to get around family when you've kind of dealt with something as hard as that, as hard as death. That hit the family so suddenly, and it's always good to be able to hold each other up and embrace each other, because again, time is short, you guys, and we gotta stay connected, and we gotta stay focused, and we gotta stay pressed together, and no matter what the odds that may come up against us, we have to know how to press through, right? So I encourage you today to do just that. Continue to press, continue to stay focused on your task at hand, and don't forget your labor. Don't forget that God hasn't forgotten your labor, if that makes any sense to anybody. So before I even get started, tonight, I want you guys to do me a favor, and I want you guys to make sure that you share this broadcast with your family and your friends, and I want you to understand that this is a very important topic of tonight because this is what is you're going to need to go into this year. We're starting off in 2018, and I don't know, some of you guys can be facing some serious things already, and the year hasn't even got all the way through yet. But I need you to press that share button. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all of these things, I want you guys to share. Do not be selfish with this. Make sure that you are sharing to everybody because everybody needs to hear it. So, you guys, excuse me, but I want to talk to you guys tonight specifically about your faith because faith is what you need for everything. Don't let nobody tell you that you don't because you do. You need it to be at the top of your life because that's what's going to open some doors for you and that's what's going to help move some things, right? So my question for you tonight is how strong is your faith, right? And I always tell you guys week after week, I want you to grab pen and paper, grab a piece of tissue, a tablet, a computer, a notepad, whatever you got to do, I want you to get it, and I want you to write down some notes tonight because I want you to be able to take with you what you need to do to get your faith strong. And I want some of you to really seriously ask yourself, how strong is my faith? Is my faith strong enough that I can, stand everything that is, I have come in my way, even the unforeseen things that I cannot see? Or am I just one of them ones when things are going good, I'm good, and then when things start turning upside down, I start freaking out? Which one are you, right? So the thing is, how strong is your faith while going through your life and your situation? It can be a huge thing, it can be a small thing, or it can be something that you never know what to expect coming out of it, right? So I'm going to back this up again. How strong is your faith? When you're going through life, you're going to have to deal with some things. There's not going to be anything that's going to come easy. And I'm going to use me for example tonight, you guys, because I'm a firm believer that I can only speak because I've gone through or I am going through. So that's the only way I'm allowed to be able to speak to you all tonight, is to be able to walk you through some things so you can understand that you're not by yourself. Because there are some listeners out here that are going through things. They're going through huge giants. And remember the weeks before we talked about this, that you guys were going to be greeted with some giants. The more you press, the more they're going to come. But it's not to hurt you or to harm you. It's to help elevate you and to grow you and to shape your character so you can learn how to trust God more than what you have. Right? So, for me, I had to go through the situation of thinking that I had a house, a new home, right? I had to go through this situation of thinking everything was going good. Everything was great. Yes, 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 across the board is what I heard, you guys. And I was just like, you know what? This has got to be the one. This has got to be the one. And this is the thing. We all got to be careful with this, right? Because you can be thinking that something is the one, and it is not, right? All things can look like they're lined up, right? Because there's no tug there. There's no struggle there. There's no none of that. So that's what it was for me. And I was just like, we finally got it. We finally got the house. We're going to be gone. We're going to be gone. And you guys, my family was published in the newspaper. And it was the Friday right before Christmas. And the whole thing is, I was so happy to be able to reach people, to share my story and my testimony, because there are people that need to understand that homelessness is not a joke. You understand? And I'm being real with you guys. Homelessness is not a joke, and it's not something that has gone away. It is still very present. And my thing is, what I need you to understand is, my faith was very, very high about this house. And I just knew that God had this house specifically picked out for me and my family. But y'all, things started happening. And I was saying, oh my goodness, God, why? It's such a long process. It seems like it's so long. Every time you turn around, the repairs wasn't finished, and paperwork weren't get sent in, and all of this. And I'm going to tell you something. God will not leave you blinded about anything. And you have to be careful when God is showing you things, and you have to understand that sometimes it's for your good, right? And I said to myself, I said, Lord, it's such a big holdup. What in the world is going on? Like, why isn't this moving faster? And I noticed that the landlord was having issues after issues after issue after issue. But I still remain faithful. I'm still praying, and I'm still seeking God in the process. And I'm still, talking to close friends and talking to my dad and talking to my mom and cousins. And they're still encouraging me along the way. You understand? And that's the thing. You can't get caught up in people either, because sometimes they'll distract you from the focus, and they'll make you lose what God already told you was yours. Right? Because some of them are not seeing what you see most of the time. They're seeing just, the natural. They're not looking at it from a spiritual perspective. And that's the thing with us. My faith was being tested. It was being tested because God is saying, oh, are you still going to trust me even if this does not work out? And you guys do not understand. The Friday before Christmas, I found out we lost that house, right? And it wasn't nothing that we did or nothing that I did or specifically. It was just that she decided she didn't want to continue to go through the process anymore. But the whole thing is, what I'm trying to share with somebody is, if I lacked in my faith, I would be boo-hooing and crying and spitting and, oh, I lost my house and I don't know what I'm going to do. You don't have time to sit and soak on what happened with that. You say, thank God for the closed doors, and you move on. You understand what I'm saying? You have to understand that when God closes those doors, he's closing them for a reason. It is to protect you. And do you guys understand that I realized that God was protecting me and my family? It was something in the dark that came to the light, and he said, no, you won't go in here. You're going to go in another direction. And I thank God for the stop sign. You know, the stop signs we see when we're driving down the highways and we're walking down the street. I thank God for the red light that said, kid, you got to slow down, pump the brakes on this, because this is not what I said. Do you understand? I'm talking to somebody on this line tonight that you got to pay attention to your red lights. It is your signal for you to stop and hear what God is saying to you, and understand that don't try to push open the door, because he closed it on purpose. The question in this is, how strong is your faith even when he closes the door? So even when you're broke and nowhere to go or nowhere to turn to, your friends ain't picking up the phone, your mama ain't answering the phone, nobody is around. Sometimes God moves these people because they become like crutches to us after a while, because you're starting to depend on them and you're not even thinking about him. You're still belittling him, and you're still putting him in a box and in a jar, and he's looking at you like, hey, I'm over here. You can't do nothing without me. Some of us are still depending on other people to help move your faith. You cannot depend on people to move your faith. You have to depend on yourself. You have to ask God for strength. You have to ask God for the need and the ambition to help you push past what you feel, even when you can't see it. You must really learn how to trust God and depend on God and trust and depend totally on him in 2018, you all. 2018 is the year that you want to see, and you want to see the manifestations of the prayers that you have prayed for your family and your friends and for yourself. But you're not going to see them if you don't line your faith up the way it's supposed to be. I hope I'm helping somebody. But someone will say, well, how do you trust something that you don't see? I've had somebody ask me that, and I said, because let me tell you how you're going to trust something that you don't see. God will never leave you or forsake you. That's number one. Believing God is its faith. Believing God is not an easy thing. I'm just breaking it all down for you. Believing God is not easy. You have to know that God will never leave you or forsake you. I don't care how dark it gets. I don't care how many problems come up. I don't care if your marriage is failing. I don't care if the relationship and the bond between your kids have went sour. You still have to stand on what God has already told you and shown you. Taking your hand out of it is an act of your faith. Because you're saying, God, I trust you. I don't have to keep putting my hand in it. Now, don't get it twisted. He's not saying don't proactively make a move, right? Because guess what? Even though God closed that door on that house, I still have to proactively keep looking for a house until God opened up the next door. He has to see you moving and sowing into your own life so he can make a move. You understand what I'm saying? You can't get lazy with that thing. You got to keep doing it. You got to keep moving. Embrace the closed door and keep moving. Some of you are sitting still when you're wasting time. You're supposed to keep moving. It's like the hands on the clock that you see. They keep moving. Time is moving. God is saying, keep moving. Don't stand still. It may seem impossible because you can't do anything more than you've already done. You are generally a choice. It's a choice, and it's up to you to follow through with it. God is looking for you to make a move. It's just like playing chess. The partner make a move, then you make a move. A partner make a move, then you make a move. God is saying, you make a move, and I'm going to make a move. I'm going to back you up. But you cannot do it within the lazy spirit. Let's remove that on tonight. I rebuke all the laziness that is set upon you in your movement. I need you to move. God is saying, move. You're too still. It's too quiet. You're too comfortable. Your faith needs to get riled up so he can take you to another level and he can show you who he really is. It may feel like people are moving ahead of you, but the thing is, you can't be shaken by that. Do you know how many people I've watched come in and out the shelter saying, oh, I got my place. Oh, I got my keys. Oh, my inspection pads. But do I get dabbed about that? I say, thank you, God. I'm next in line. And that's the way you got to be. You got to be like that. Even when you don't know when your turn is coming, you have to say, God, I still thank you anyway because I know my turn is coming. You got to get that kind of faith right there. God wants you to be not moved. He doesn't want you to be not shaken. He wants you to see him and see him for who he is, and don't take your eyes off of him. You got to still trust God and walk in faith. That and understand that you are next in line. You're next in line. That promotion you've been waiting for. You're next in line. That house that you've been praying for, you're next in line. That business that you wanted to birth and you didn't have the financials to do it, you are next in line. But God is saying your faith is what's going to help move it along. You can't get complacent. You can't get lazy. You gotta help God out. You might be praying about a particular job, but you know it's going to take faith to open it up. It's a portal. You're petitioning God. We talked about this, you all, weeks ago. Sometimes you got to stand in agreement with others to move things suddenly. God is in the year that he is going to do things suddenly, but your faith needs to be lined up with your actions. He's going to move on your behalf in your situation. Faith is not negative. It's not negative. You can't say I got faith, but you still spitting out of your mouth, oh, this ain't going to happen. Oh, they think they too good because they got this and they got that. No. Faith is not negative. If somebody is around you that's breathing negativity, it's time to do something about that because you can't afford to miss what God has for you by listening to the negativity. Faith is not doubt. You can't say, I trust God, but in your mind, you're still saying, I don't know what the world's getting ready to happen. All of that is a part of doubt. All of it. Faith is not worrying. You can't be worried and expect God to show up and show out. You got to leave it alone. You got to tell yourself daily, day in and day out, he's going to do it because he said he was going to do it. I'm going to stand on the promises that he gave me and that he told me. You all, these are the things that I tell myself daily. God, you are going to do it because you said it. God, you're going to do it because you showed me. God, you're going to do it because that's the type of God I serve. He's not going to leave his child without. He's not going to leave you like that. You got to keep telling yourself this every day of your life until the result that you want comes. And it doesn't matter how long it takes, because one thing I've learned in this situation, y'all, is God moves when he gets ready. It's his time, it's not yours. Our time is not his time. Totally different things. But when he moves right on time. I thought about my dad the other day. I thought about maybe 10 years back when he was looking for an apartment and he got told instantly that he had to move. His landlord was going back to her hometown, and I was probably about 17, 18 at that time. And he was, at work. I didn't have a job at that time, so I helped him look for a place. Hello. And I said, you know what, Daddy, I'm going to help you look. And I kept looking, and I kept calling these places, and it was getting tiresome. The week was winding down. He only had a week, though, a week. And I promise to goodness, when I say that God shows up and shows out, he shows up and shows out. And I'm going to tell you, he has dealt with so many things in his past, amen. And he has dealt with credit issues and things like that. But you know what? I've been told God ain't concerned about no credit. He ain't concerned about no criminal histories. He ain't concerned about none of that, because if it's for you, it's for you. And what happened is that God moved so fast, amen. He touched somebody to come and give my father a deposit. He needed a deposit, and he needed it now. And the thing is, he moved when God told him to move. And the person that God ordained to step in and help, he pulled that money right on out that ATM machine, and he granted what was needed to be granted. You understand what I'm saying? So if my father did not have any faith anywhere in there, he would not still be sitting in that apartment 10 years later. I'm just trying to help you with something. I'm trying to help you with something. Your faith is key to what you're doing. Your faith cannot be lacked in what you're doing. Your business, if you wanted to grow and you wanted to succeed, you got to do what you got to do. It don't matter if nobody's not answering to your ads. It ain't matter if nobody's not ringing your phone. It ain't matter if nobody ain't hitting your inbox on Facebook. Hello, you got to still push and do what you got to do, because guess what? Those are called the seeds that you're sowing. And people think that every time somebody says seed sowing, that means money. No, that means that you can sow it with your act of kindness. You can sow it with the labor that you put in, from hanging posters and making phone calls. God sees everything that you are doing, and you cannot lack in your faith, not one bit, because one little lack can push us. It can bring a setback, because you're not ready for him to make the move. You're saying to him, God, I trust you, but I still got one foot out the door, when you should have both of your feet clubbed together, and nothing should be able to move you. Nothing. Faith is not fear either. Some of us walk around here in fear all day long. Oh, my goodness, what if they fire me from this job? Oh, my goodness, what if I lose this house? Oh, my goodness, when you should be reversing that and saying, I'm not going to lose my house. I will come up with another job. I will this. I will that. You got to speak life into that situation. You have to be careful what comes out of your mouth, because what comes out of your mouth can date that future of yours. You have to be careful what you let people speak into your life, because that can also date the future for you. Understand me and hear me well, that you have to be obedient and listen to the instructions that are already set before you, because believe it or not, it's already there. The antidote is already there for you. You got to pay attention. You got to seek the face of God so he can show you what you need to be shown. Let me tell you something. Before I found out about that house, y'all, God had already revealed to me in a dream that that lady was going to give up. He already showed me. So you know what that tells me? That tells me that God was preparing me. I can only share with you because I know. I want somebody to get this tonight, that he was preparing me. He is preparing you. It's something, some of y'all, he already done showed y'all. Y'all like to keep rocking back and forth, and y'all like to keep twiddling your fingers back and forth. Why are you doing this to yourself when you already know that he's already shown you what he needed to show you? It's to protect you. It's to seal you. He has his arms wrapped around you, and he's telling you every night when you go to sleep, And every day when you take a drink from that bottle, I still got you. Even in your addiction, even in your pittiness for yourself, even you as a mother or you as a father that think y'all ain't doing what y'all supposed to do, he sees all of it. Amen. I'm talking to somebody on this broadcast tonight. I'm trying to tell y'all, you got to line your faith up. Faith is not 1 foot in and 1 foot out. It's both feet planted. Faith is perfect peace. You got to be peaceful in that thing. You can't go to bed laying down wondering. You got to leave it at the foot of God and say, God, I trust you. I trust you with every being of my soul. I trust you. Because you got to know that God is going to do it because he already said it. So all you're doing is you're waiting for the manifestation. You're thanking God every day through your prayers and through your praise that he's already done it. You act like he's already done it. Act like he's already done it. Faith is a clear mind. You got to clear your mind. You have to remove the negativity. You got to remove the thought of what if. Because what if always is a setback in our mind, and we're all still human, but y'all got to fight. We got to fight. No what ifs in this. We got to say it is so. It's already done. You got to speak those things out of your mouth because you have the power to move it. Some of you don't know how powerful you really are. But you know what? The trials and the tests that you're going through, God is going to show you your character. He's going to show you who you are this year. You're not going to be hidden anymore. You're not going to be walking around with a closed mouth anymore. God has moved some of you on purpose out of your comfort zone because he needs you to get back to him. He's saying, where are you, my child? You need to be closer to me. I need you to seek me more. Some of the things that are happening in your life, and it seems like it's unraveling, and it seems like things are falling apart, it's because he wants your attention. He wants your faith back lined up. He wants you to get back in church. He wants you to go back and grab that friend you left on the corner because you were too good for him at that time. He didn't let friends leave your life on purpose so that you can seek him. Get it in your minds that your faith is attached to everything that's going on in your life right now. Ain't nothing happening by accident. Ain't nothing happening by accident, y'all. Nothing. Faith is not you giving up. You can't give up. You got to keep going. It's like when you see the runners running towards the track field and they running towards that finish line. You got to stretch your hand out. Even if you got to take a sip of water, you got to keep going. You got to keep going. You're almost there. I can see you touching the finish line. Some of y'all got to get it in your vision. I can see myself touching the finish line. You got people rooting for you to fail. Yes, I say that there are people out here that are rooting for you to fail, and some of them are in close proximity to where you are. You got to understand that you cannot allow no one to stop you from getting to your purpose and stop you from getting to the things that God has already promised you. Yes, there are going to be things to throw you off, but you got to keep going. Breathe life into yourself. If you see your friend on the other side drowning, pick them up, wipe them off, say you can keep going. It ain't just about you, because I've always been told your testimony, somebody is coming behind you. Somebody is coming behind you. It's not for you. The pain that you've carried is not for you. It's for the next life behind you. There is somebody assigned to somebody. I've talked about this before. There is somebody assigned to you. And you got to get your stuff straight. You have to get your stuff straight. So remember, you guys, and I hope you're taking notes on this, you got to remember your faith is not negative. Your faith cannot be of doubt. It cannot be of worry. It cannot be of fear. Your faith cannot be a tussle in your spirit. Faith is not one foot in and one foot out. It's both feet planted. Your faith is perfect peace. When you got perfect peace within yourself, it can be moved. It cannot be moved. Don't let it be moved. Faith is clear. Clear your mind. Rest at night. God did not intend for you to sit up all hours of the night worrying about that situation. He said, leave it to me. You've done what you can do. Now let me do it. That's what he's saying to some of you. Let me do it. Faith is not giving up. You can't give up. You're almost to the finish line now. What are you giving up for? You got to stay focused. You got to keep tunnel vision. And know that God, even when you don't have the result already, that he's already did it. You got to know these things for yourself. You're not going to always have a preacher or an evangelist or anybody pumping you with this. You got to learn how to pump for yourself. When you get off at night and you're going to these gas stations on your own and you're getting out your car, ain't nobody pumping that gas for you. You got to do it. You have to do it. I'm going to tell you, I was listening one day to a story I stumbled across on YouTube. And this lady took a leap of faith that is just awesome. She had 5 children, y'all, and she lost one of them. And this lady was only getting TANF and food stamps. And I'm talking to somebody out here that's listening, male, female. She solely depended, this is the only income that she had. And somebody came along with an opportunity. And sometimes, you guys, we got to be careful of the fear and the anxiety that we have when things come unexpectedly. Because if you don't pay attention, you can miss it. And believe me, she had to have been paying attention because she didn't miss the beat. She didn't miss the harvest. She didn't miss the blessing that had her name already stamped to it. Even though she lost a son and she had to bury a child, God still, he still showed up and showed out. She was on housing. So you guys, or any of you that know about housing, knows that you have to have inspections and you got to have people coming and checking in your homes and things like that. And I was so moved by this lady's story, and I didn't even know her, but I felt the presence of God because he let me know the same way I can do it for her, I'm going to do it for you. And sometimes he makes you wait it out. And the wait is hard, y'all. It's hard when you got to wait it out because you don't know when your release date is what I call it. And I always say that the wilderness season is nothing to play with because you by yourself in there. Can't nobody pull you out. And I'm quite sure this was the wilderness season for her. And I'm quite sure that it was times that she wanted to give up and say, forget this, I can't do this. But something in her kept her going. And the person that gave her the opportunity, she didn't say, well, oh my goodness, I only have this amount of money and I only have that amount of money. She stepped out on faith, y'all, and she stepped out on it hard. And now she is a billionaire. Hello. And I'm trying to tell you that she told them, she's like, listen, I ain't going to have to worry about no housing, no food stamps, no none of that, no more. Because God has blessed me abundantly. Abundantly. He has did more than what she probably expected him to do. And when I heard that, I'm like, people need to understand that God is the same God all the time. There's nothing that changes about him. He's going to show up in the last hour, and he's going to make himself known. And sometimes when he leaves you in stuff for as long as he does. He wants you to know that I am the God that is going to pull you out. There isn't going to be anybody that's going to do this. I'm going to do it. You're going to know it was me. He said you're going to know it was me who did this for you. Some of y'all feel that you are lacking in so many different things, that you're missing out on different things of life. You can't pull money out your pockets like you want to. God is saying in due time. He's saying in due time. He's saying wait on me. He's saying don't be so quick to move. Stay there so I can bless you and I can give you what you need to have. He's going to manifest himself so openly. Everybody is going to see that it was God. He's going to know. He's going to do a miracle in your life. It's going to be something that you didn't even expect to come your way. And I want you to rest on that tonight, because it is real. It's real. God is real. Faith is a serious walk. And some of us don't even understand that we're walking in faith every day. Because you're walking in faith that your life don't get taken. You're walking in life that your kids make it back home from school. You're using that faith somewhere. You're using it somewhere. So you got to keep pressing it. You got to keep pressing it. So you cannot be afraid to take risks. That goes back to her story. Somewhere in there, she got it in her mind that she was not going to be afraid to take this risk, even when she didn't see the result of it. She didn't know she would be as successful as she is today. And because of the leap of faith, God has definitely shined on her life because of the faith action that she took. You have to say, God, I trust you. You have to say, God, I trust you even when I don't see it. If your faith is lacking, you got to go before God and you got to ask him to give you the strength to trust, to help you trust. You have to do it because this is your way out. 2018, there is no more crying. It gotta be filled with laughter and smiles. I heard the pastor saying that on watch night. It's time to smile. It's time to see your abundant life. It's time to see all of that. But your face needs to be lined up. You can't listen to people. Some of us have a big problem with listening to people because sometimes people don't mean well when they're talking to you. They might be speaking out of emotions and speaking out of their own situation. But you got to hear in there that there's going to be a positivity. It's going to be light at the end of that tunnel. You can't listen to people because they could be the ones to stop you from doing what you're destined to do. And I'm going to say it again. You cannot listen to people because they could be the ones to stop you from doing what you're destined to do. And that does not mean everybody. That means you need to ask God to help you discern who is for you and who is against you. Building your faith is daily, you all. It's daily. It's like going to work every day. It's a daily walk. It doesn't just come overnight. You have to continue to build your faith up. You have to talk to yourself every day and tell yourself that it's going to be all right. The change is coming. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Your marriages are going to get better. Your children's behavior is going to get better. Your job is going to be better. You're going to get that promotion. Your business will take off the ground. Your sickness in your body, you will be healed. You have to understand that you have to speak to these things. You have to speak to them. And let's not forget about our babies. Teach your children how to activate their faith. Don't think because they're too small that they can't activate their faith and that God won't move on their behalf. I've seen it done. You have to teach them to learn how the move of God operates. My son says to me on a daily basis, Mommy, I pray to God about us all the time. That's what he says to me. And I said, how does a 7 and an 11-year-old boy come to his mother and say, Mommy, I'm praying for you and Daddy. I'm praying that we get this house. I'm praying that we're on our way out. That's because that child has faith. He's not just Lord God, Jesus. Sorry about that, you guys. And something must have happened in the line, but that's all right. We're going to keep going with this thing. You have to just be at your faith. Stand fast in what you're doing. You have to ask God to help you in those areas, and definitely with your children. You have to keep things going with them, and you teach them at a young age that no matter what it looks like and what's happening around, you can do that. You can do what you need to do. I heard my son say for Christmas, oh, I want this, I want that Uno, I want PSPs, I want PS4s, and you know everything that these children have said out of their mouth because they believed it for something so small. They ended up getting everything that they wanted because of their faith. And I know some of you are like, well, how is that an act of faith? It is. The littlest things is an act of faith, your belief. Even if you're saying it in your mind and you're not speaking it out loud, you can make that thing come to fruition. God is about us. He's all for us. And I keep saying that we have to keep praying and we have to believe and we have to work on ourselves daily to get to the place where we don't have to walk in fear and we don't have to walk in doubt and we won't be afraid to take risks and we won't say, oh, I don't have it and, oh, I can't do it. Like you have to get it in your mind that God is going to do what he says that he's going to do. He's going to do it. And it doesn't matter how long it takes. And that's what you all have to tell yourself. It does not matter how long it takes. You're going to wait on God and you're not going to move before him. You're going to wait for the signals. You're going to wait for the red lights. You're going to pay attention to all the stop signs. You're going to understand all of these things. And you'll be better for it when you go through what you have to go through and you understand that God has he's ordained you for this reason and this reason alone, for this time in your life. You had to go through what you have to go through. I realize, you all, that the things that I've gone through, I'm just like, why? I used to ask why all the time. But now it's just like, I thank you for choosing me to be the vessel that you use to do something this great in my life. And it may seem like it. A lot of people say, well, you're in a shelter. What do you mean? You got to understand that it doesn't matter where you are. God will come where you are, and he will use you, and he will protect you, and he will keep you, and he will grow you up in front of these people that mocked you and said that you weren't going to be anything, that doubted you. And because of where you are, they think that's what you are, but you're not. You belong to him. So allow the process to happen. Get your faith in order. Get your faith in order. Don't think that something is too small for God because He's way bigger than us. And sometimes God, He will remove people out of your life so that you can focus on Him. And you can't be mad because He needs you to stay focused. For times such as now, 2018 cannot be the year of lack. It cannot be the year of being comfortable. You got to stay moving and you got to stay asking God for direction because you want to get it. You don't want to miss it. I saw this movie with my aunt and my cousins, and it was called Star. And I don't know if some of you've seen it yet. It was an animated cartoon, and it gives the animals' perspective about the birth of Jesus. And I watched how Mary had got the confirmation from Jesus, from God, that she was going to be carrying Jesus, and Joseph just was not accepted to any of it. He was just like, "What? You're kidding, right?" And I just laughed. I was so tickled pink by this cartoon because even though it was animated, but it was well understood. It was well understood, and all the adversities and all the giants that came up when she was getting closer to birthing Jesus. So many things. People were after them. They couldn't find shelter. It was so many different elements of this movie that even though it was a cartoon, but it was worth the watch because it tells you that the faith, if they didn't have any ounce of faith at all, if they didn't accept what God was giving them, and some of us don't accept what God is giving you. You fight what God is giving you, and you have to stop fighting. You have to just say yes to it, and go through what you have to go through. That's what you have to say. What in the world is going on? And you cannot even be afraid of the what is going on. You have to be like, you know what? I'm going to embrace all of this. I'm going to embrace it. So, you guys, if we go back, just remember that faith, again, is not negative. Faith is not your doubt, your doubting. You have to remove it. Faith is not you worrying. It's not your fear. It's not the tussle in your spirit. Remove it. Remember that faith is 2 feet in, not 1 foot out and the other foot out. It's both feet planted. Don't be afraid to trust God in your situation. Again, I ask you, how strong is your faith? How strong is it? Is it strong enough to endure the things that you're enduring? Is it strong enough to not know what the results are going to be? Is it strong enough to be broke but still trust God that He's going to provide financial need for you and your family? Is it strong enough that you don't even know where your next home is coming from, your next meal, your next promotion, your next car, your business? Is it strong enough to withstand all the I don't knows and I can't see? And remember that it may seem very impossible, but it is possible. Build your faith up in God. Build your faith up in Him. Rest in Him. Understand that He never left you. Even when you were going through your situation, He's still right there in the midst of it, and He's holding your hand, and He's telling you that I have not left you. I'm still here. You have to know that without a doubt, that God is moving in your situation. And you all with my situation, I know without a doubt that God is moving behind the scenes. He's doing all the necessary things to make things possible. Even when people around me are shaking and they're saying, oh, you guys don't have a lot of time and time is running out and what are you going to do? I'm going to stand on what God told me from the very beginning. I didn't make it this far through the pumps of people. I made it this far because my faith and my belief in God, and I know who I belong to. I know that my trust in God is there. I know that He's going to bring me out. I know that He's going to do exceedingly and above and beyond what I can even imagine in my mind. So I am praying for each and every last one of you that you take what I'm saying tonight and you take it with you, and you take it with you in your homes, you take it with you in your sleep, you take it with you when you're by yourself, when you're standing in the mirror brushing your hair. You look at yourself and you say, you know what, I'm going to continue to press through. I'm going to continue to press through. No matter who's there, no matter who isn't there, no matter what it looks like, you have to still press your way. Get to the finish line. Don't let the devil defeat you. Let him know that you're not afraid. You have to fight for what it is that you've asked God for. And sometimes it may bring tears, and sometimes it may bring headaches. Sometimes it may bring a lot of those things, and it may look like nothing is happening, but something is happening. Because we have to remember, we don't want to stop God from doing what He's doing. You don't want to stop Him from doing what He's doing. You want to continue just to put out that faith. Put out that radar to God that you know what, you got it. I'm going to make this step, you going to make that step. That's how you have to do this thing. That's how we have to go into 2018 this year. It can't be no slits in these roads. We got to continue to follow the brick road. I know you guys watched the Wizard of Oz. You got to follow the brick road all the way down. All the way down. You got to keep going. You got to keep going. It cannot be anything lacking this year. You have to say, yes, I'm going to do this. Yes, this is going to happen for me this year. Yes, I'm going to continue to build me up. You got to build others up and build you up too, because guess what? It's going to be people that are going to come along that's going to need assistance from you, and you can't turn them away because that might be a part of your assignment. So you got to get you together. You got to get you together because you're going to have to help them build their faith. If you knew how many women and how many people have came to me in the situation that I have been in, and I'm looking like, why are these people coming to me? And I ain't even know my situation, because God knows you can handle it. That's the answer to that question. He knows you can handle it. He knows because of the call on your life and the purpose that is already predestined for your life. You got to go through whatever you're going through. It is mandated that you go through whatever you have to go through. You can't give up. You got to keep fighting. You got to keep fighting. I hope that you guys are blessed today. I hope that you were blessed today beyond what your heart can hold. And I pray that every listener that is listening, despite of the technical difficulties on this line tonight, I pray that I have reached and touched somebody. And I pray that you have been obedient to share this broadcast with many people, because there are people that are hurting and that are going through. So I need you guys to continue to spread the word and continue to be a vessel to others. Now, you guys, I have a page now, a radio show page on Facebook. I want you to find it. Leave all of your comments and your questions and your show topics down there. Let's be interactive. Let's help build this radio show community, because we want to continue and we want to reach the masses. There are people who need to know God and who are facing things, and we can't be selfish. So I need you guys to go there, and I need you to do that, and I need you to continue joining in with me every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. I thank you guys for being there for me and allowing me to share my testimonies and my stories with you all. And also, if you have any concerns or questions, you can always email me at barnettlakia@gmail.com. I'm also looking for people with testimonies, people with real life stories that can help other people. And if you're not afraid to share it, you need to inbox me all of your details either on the Faith and Purpose radio show page on Facebook, or you can email it to me and I will get back to you guys as soon as I can. You guys continue to pray for me. It is not easy getting up doing this week after week after week, but God is God, and He's going to come through whether I'm feeling good or not, as long as I get what I need to get done in His name. Amen. So I thank you guys for rocking out with me for another episode, another broadcast. You guys, I want you to remember to go and purchase my book, Slave, Pray, Believe. If you have been anybody that's been going through struggle in any type of way, that book is definitely for you. You can purchase it on Amazon, and I want you guys to just stay updated on everything that is going on. I'm trying to always stay reinventing myself and asking God, well, what else? What else do these people need? So you guys, I want to be able to aid to you in any way I can. Just remember that slay is you don't have to look like what you go through. Believe because you have to. It's your faith. And pray because you have to pray your way through this thing. This is the way that you're going to come out on the other end with the results that you've been looking for. So I need you guys to do that. I need you guys to stay pressed together, stay together, check on your family and friends. And this is the year where you need to be more active in your businesses and more active in church and more active in your communities. Whatever your purpose is, you need to be walking this thing out completely in this year. Do not waste time. Don't watch the clock. Do what you need to do. Take the risk and do what you need to do. Don't go out of this year saying, I wish I could have done it. You have the opportunity to start fresh. You may have days where you're going to fall, but you need to do what you need to do. Do not let this year get away from you again. Do what you have to do. Remove the people that isn't helping you in any kind of way. I love you, but guess what? I got to do what's best for me. I got to do what's best for my family. You're not going to be liked by everybody, believe me. So you just got to understand and trust God for the things that He's doing in your life and the things that He's showing you. Be obedient. Don't miss it for your life. Don't miss the portal that's being opening, the floodgates, the overflow that God has for you. He already has it with your name on it. You just have to do what you are supposed to do. Do your part. It's just like if you were working on a job. All the boss asks that you do is that you do your part. And when you do your part, He's going to do the rest. He's going to do the rest. He's going to make sure that the task is completed and finished. And I'm saying to you tonight, you guys, that your struggle is finished. Now it's time for you to reap what you have sown. Your harvest is waiting for you. It has your name on it. All you have to do is activate your faith. Activate your faith. Activate it. Don't sit on it. Don't wait. Activate it. And watch God move in your life the way that you need Him to move, the way that He's always wanted to move. He was just waiting on you. He was just waiting on you. So I'm going to just say a quick prayer before we go off of this broadcast tonight. Lord, I thank God for tonight's show. I thank God for the people that were listening. I pray that the ones that are under the sound of my voice, that they move effectively and they move suddenly in the things that they are supposed to move in. Bless their families, bless their children, bless their businesses, bless them in their jobs and in their homes. That, Lord, that everything that they've asked for in secret, that you manifested in your name, Jesus. That they will have no lack of faith this year, that they will trust you with everything that is presented before them, even if they can't see the results. I pray that testimonies flood in from everywhere, saying the moves that you have placed upon their life. In Jesus' name, I count it all done. Amen. So I hope that you guys are blessed. Good night, you guys.